Good afternoon, everyone. We are here to present our presentation on the topic of analysis of the Alliance Life Insurance Data Breach 2025, Governance, Risk, and Cybersecurity Resilience. So let's begin. These will be the table of contents for our presentation. And moving on to the introduction, we were talking about the intention of our proceeding is to investigate the cyber incident with specific focus on technical and government aspects for the causes of cyber accident, frameworks utilized, and provide actionable recommendations in order to increase cybersecurity resilience for future accidents. And moreover, we were also talking about the chronological summary and timeline in which we explain the insurance companies manage substantial amounts of sensitive information, including identified and financial records. A cyber attack against Alliance Life occurred in July 2025 by a third-party cloud-based CRM system that exposes customers' personal and financial data. Moving on to the next slide, we were talking about attack vector and data compromised. This type of PII can later be used for tax fraud and to steal identities. The attackers breached the CRM that worked on a social engineering campaign that is believed to have been Salesforce. They obtained access by pilfering the credentials of users who had privileged access. The attackers were also able to steal sensitive personal information, the PII, including social security numbers, SSN, and birth dates, although Alliance International Network was unaffected. Moreover, I would like Sanskar to take over.
Thank you so much, Deep. Now we are on slide 6, technical factors. Customer data housed on the SCRM was not properly encrypted, making the exfiltrated data readable once. Adversaries had guideline access. Technical vulnerabilities were a major factor in the breach. There was no multi-factor authentication for admin users, so any stolen credentials could be reused. The organization did not have any real-time detector tools such as SIEM and EUEBA, which could flag malicious activity, another contributing factor to the breach. Now we are on slide 7, failures in organizational governance. Contribution made by weak integration of internal IT and security team delayed the identification and escalation of the breach. Lapse in governance also contributed to the breach. Alliance has an overlap of the vendor's self-certification without having an independent audits. Deficiencies in data governance result in excessive data retention that further increased exposure. Employees and vendor staff did not have any full appreciation of the publishing threat. Now we on slide 8, framework analysis COVID 2019. It is an assessment of Alliance. COVID 2019 indicates that workflows for vendor security metrics were not a part of business governance. Evidence suggests that APO10 process and deficient in the vendor performance alignment with cybersecurity priorities. The same of DSS05 process coordination was executed with the CRM vendor. Alliance treated the vendor as an excellent vendor rather than extended managed data environment. Now we are on slide 9, framework analysis ISO 27001. The contrast illustrates the difference between the certified compliance and practical security compliance. Revealed major relationships between the vendors' contracts were missing requirements for encryption and monitoring. Alliance did not implement sufficient operational security practices, including system logs or audit review processes. Now we will continue with the Vraj.
Thank you, Sanskar. Now we are on slide 10, Framework Analysis, NIST Cybersecurity Framework. According to the five functions established by NIST, Alliance had weakness primarily in the identify, protect, and detect functions. The CRM was not classified as a cluttered asset, which resulted in an adequate level of protection. There were no protective detection measure in a place to identify intrusive northless. Alliances perform better at the respond and recover function as they called in a law enforcement and restore the operation of system relatively quickly. Now we are in slide 11 recommendation. Alliance ought to improve its governance on third-party risks with a zero trusted model, continuously verify all users and apply MFA universally, encrypt data in transit and at a rest, deploy CM and UEBA system to deploy its early detection capability for them. Regular audits of vendors, in addition to cybersecurity awareness program for employees, are essential to minimize risk for the future. Now we are on slide 11, reflection on edge encryption and cybersecurity. Without an encryption of organization face data breaches, penalties from regulatory bodies and losses of trust, edge encryption modifies readable information into a code format which guarantees security of data. This is important for organization that obtain sensitive data because it's hide a significant information from unauthorized person. Encryption provides privacy, compliance, and trust of customers. Now we are on last and slide 13 conclusion. The Alliance Life breaches highlights the dangers of inadequate third-party security and governance. The key failures were lack of multicultural authentication, unencrypted data, and inadequate oversight cover vendors. Our framework analysis can identify gaps in the risk of identification and risk protection and detection categories. If alliances wants to prevent a similar incident in the future, the organization posed should adopt a zero trusted model of security, enforce store access controls, and engage in better vendor management. Studying these elements will ultimately make them stronger against future breaches and protect customers' trust. Thank you very much.